Hi, I am Shri and you are watching Bharat Careers 2047. Do subscribe, like, comment and share our videos. Jai Hind. In May 2025, an Indian military operation identified cross-border targets using artificial intelligence in minutes, a job that used to take human analysts days. That operation was called Operation Sindoor. Right now, while you're deciding between an IT offer and an MBA, companies in Bangalore, Hyderabad and Pune are quietly hiring 22-year-olds to build the next version of that system. Not soldiers, engineers, data scientists and business analysts. This is Bharat Careers 2047 and in the next 17 minutes, I'm going to show you a career path your placement cell has never mentioned with real companies, real pay ranges and a real 6-month plan to get in. Don't skip this one. Operation Sindoor, launched in May 2025 against terror infrastructure across the border, became the moment India's defense establishment publicly leaned on AI, machine learning and big data analytics for targeting and threat assessment. The Indian Army has since drawn up an AI integration roadmap running through 2026 to 27. This is not a 5-year away plan. It is happening in the current recruitment cycle. The union budget for 2026 to 27 allocated roughly 7.85 lakh crore rupees to defense, with a record share going to capital expenditure, new equipment, indigenous platforms, and modernization. Capital expenditure is the line item that turns into contracts and contracts turn into hiring. Behind this is a simple geopolitical fact. India's neighbors are automating their militaries and Atmanirbhar Bharat, self-reliance in defense, means India cannot import its way out of this. It has to build AI capability at home in Indian companies with Indian engineers. Put together, you have rising budgets, an active operational push, and a self-reliance mandate, which is exactly the combination that creates a hiring wave before the market catches up to it. That is the window this video is about. India now has a Defence Artificial Intelligence Council, chaired by the Defence Minister and including the 3 service chiefs, the Defence Secretary, the National Cyber Security Coordinator, DRDO, and industry representatives. Under it sits the Defence AI Project Agency, which is the execution arm turning policy into funded projects. DRDO's Center for Artificial Intelligence and Robotics, known as CAIR, has already delivered more than 75 AI-based defense products, spanning autonomous platforms, cybersecurity tools, and surveillance systems. DRDO is also separately building an indigenous AI system for cyber defense, focused on vulnerability discovery, malware analysis, and threat intelligence. A direct hint at the kind of roles opening up in cyber intelligence. The big one for students, the iDEX initiative, Innovations for Defense Excellence, and its newer ADITI scheme, launched in 2024. ADITI has an outlay of about 750 crore rupees over 3 years, offering grants of up to 25 crore rupees per project to startups and MSMEs working on AI, robotics, electronic warfare, and autonomous systems. This money doesn't sit in a bank. It gets spent on people. Why this matters for your career? Every iDEX or ADITI grant that lands on a 30% startup usually means that startup is about to hire 10 to 20 more engineers within the year. Tracking iDEX Challenge winners is one of the smartest, least known ways to spot a hiring wave before it appears on LinkedIn. Sector Navratnas, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited and Bharat Electronics Limited. BEL is actively recruiting project engineers and trainee engineers with monthly pay in the 40,000 to 55,000 rupee range and research staff roles paying up to 1.6 lakh rupees a month, largely through GATE scores and campus placement. HAL is folding AI into avionics, radar signal processing, and predictive maintenance of aircraft fleets. These are stable, structured, pension-backed careers. The government-adjacent route into defense AI, private prime contractors, Larsen and Toubro Defence and Tata Advanced Systems. Both are competing alongside Bharat Forge for India's 5th generation AMCA fighter program, which will carry AI-assisted pilot decision support, sensor fusion, and electronic warfare systems. These primes hire in bulk for systems engineering, embedded AI and simulation roles, generally at a meaningfully higher pay band than PSUs. The rising private players, Adani Defence and Aerospace, Bharat Forge Kalyani Group, and Mazagon Dock shipbuilders are all scaling defense electronics and platform manufacturing and are increasingly building in-house data and AI teams rather than only importing subsystems. Watch this segment for the fastest year-on-year headcount growth over the next 2 to 3 years. PSU give you stability and scale but slower AI adoption. L&T and Tata Advanced Systems give you frontier programs like AMCA with strong pay. Adani, Bharat Forge, and Mazagon Dock give you the ground floor of teams still being built, higher risk, potentially faster growth into senior roles. Forge, India's best-known listed drone manufacturer, its UAVs are used extensively by security forces for border monitoring, threat identification, and search and rescue, with AI baked into flight autonomy and object detection. Zen Technologies and Paras Defence are also listed and expanding. Zen into AI-powered training simulators and directed energy systems. Paras into optics, aerospace components, and electronics with a dedicated careers pipeline for engineers. Tonbo Imaging builds AI-enabled thermal and image fusion systems for armored vehicles and border surveillance, improving target detection in low-visibility conditions. Sagar Defence Engineering focuses on autonomous maritime systems, unmanned surface and underwater vehicles. Garuda Aerospace is scaling drone as a service across surveillance and infrastructure use cases. The deep tech AI first names to know, CoreShield Technologies, an IIT Delhi incubated, iDEX winning startup building real-time intelligence systems, VOGIC AI building vision language model-powered video intelligence for defense and smart cities, and New Space Research, Big Bang Boom Solutions, Green Robotics, and Chiron Systems, all working across counter-drone systems, swarm robotics, and AI-based perimeter security. Of roughly 195 military tech startups tracked in India today, over 80 have already secured funding. This segment is where deep tech AI talent is most in demand right now. Why startups may be your fastest entry point? They hire faster than PSUs, care more about a strong GitHub or Kaggle profile than a CGPA cutoff, and a founder replying to your application in 2 weeks is common. Several of these companies are on record doing exactly that. ISR, Intelligence, Surveillance and Reconnaissance, Computer Vision on satellite and drone feeds, Automated Target Recognition, Geospatial Analytics. This is the largest single segment by hiring volume. Autonomous Systems, Drones, Unmanned Ground Vehicles, Unmanned Maritime Systems, and Swarm Robotics, heavy on robotics, control systems, and reinforcement learning, cyber defense and threat intelligence, malware analysis, vulnerability discovery, network anomaly detection. This is where DRDO's new Cyber AI program and the National Security Council Secretariat's Cyber Wing both need people, and where language and technical skill shortages are openly acknowledged as a recruitment gap. Command, control, and decision support, data fusion from multiple sensors, natural language processing on intelligence reports, and dashboards that turn raw data into a commander's decision in seconds. Simulation, training, and electronic warfare, AI-driven wargaming, virtual training environments, and signal jamming or spoofing countermeasures, a smaller but fast-growing segment led by companies like Zen Technologies. Job titles you should start searching for right now: AI/ML engineer, computer vision engineer, data scientist, defense analytics, robotics/autonomy engineer, cyber threat intelligence analyst, systems engineer, AI integration, embedded AI engineer, and simulation engineer. On the strategy and MBA side, Defense Technology, Business Analyst, Program Manager, Defense Innovation, and Procurement and Offsets Analyst for AI-linked contracts. Qualifications: a BTech/BE in Computer Science, Electronics, AI/ML, Robotics, Aerospace or Electrical Engineering is the most common base. For PSU and DRDO linked roles, GATE scores matter. For government and defense adjacent postings, Indian citizenship and a security clearance or background verification are standard requirements. This is genuinely different from a normal IT job, so budget time for it. MBAs, CFAs, and CAs fit into program, management, finance and procurement roles rather than core engineering roles. The tech stack to actually learn: Python as the baseline, PyTorch or TensorFlow for deep learning, OpenCV and Vision Transformers for computer vision, ROS, Robot Operating System, for anything touching drones or autonomous vehicles, basics of cybersecurity and network security for threat intel roles, and increasingly Edge AI, running models on low-power hardware in the field, not in the cloud. A postgraduate certification from institutions like the Defence Institute of Advanced Technology, Pune, is a strong differentiator if you want to specialize early. Build your profile with things recruiters in this space actually check: a Smart India Hackathon Defense Track project, an iDEX or DISC prototype challenge entry, a DRDO or PSU internship, and one solid computer vision or robotics project on GitHub with a clear README. These 4 items, done well, matter more than a high CGPA alone. Where to apply: BEL and HAL careers pages plus GATE-based recruitment notifications. The iDEX portal at idex.gov.in for challenge-based entry into startups. Individual startup career pages: Paris Defence, Zen Technologies, and CoreShield Technologies all list open roles directly, and platforms like Wellfound and Traxon to track which of the 195 plus military tech startups in India are actively funded and hiring. Your 6-month roadmap: Month 1 to 2, Lockdown Python, 1 Deep Learning Framework, and the fundamentals of computer vision or ROS depending on your interest. Month 3 to 4, join or start a Smart India Hackathon Defense Track team or apply to a DRDO summer internship. Month 5, build 1 polished documented project, a drone object detection model, a threat classification pipeline, anything that maps to a real segment we covered. Month 6, start applying directly to the startups and primes named in this video, and simultaneously track the next iDEX/ADITI cohort announcement. That's your signal for where the next hiring wave is about to hit. If this is the first time you've heard about this career path, that's exactly the point. This is Bharat Careers 2047. And our job is to show you where India is going before everyone else notices. Subscribe, drop a comment telling me if you want a deep dive on any one company from this list, and share this with the one friend in your class who's still deciding between an MBA and a job. See you in the next one. Hope you liked this episode of Bharat Careers 2047. Do comment, like, share and subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more exciting episodes ahead.